All right. What's going on? We here with the War Zone podcast. It's your boy Thousand,
It's your boy Rocco L.
and we here today, man. It's the first one, the first episode. You know, we're gonna start off slow, get it all together with y'all, and we're gonna be talking about nationalities today. And
So basically, our podcast is going to be about nationality. We're going to spit a lot of more science on here and get people up to speed about the importance of nationality, what it does, the protection, and just the overall aspect of nationality. I think a lot of people really don't understand the concept of nationality, and so we want to clear that out, get that out, and hopefully y'all enjoy it.
so, what is a nationality?
Well, a nationality gives us a national character. It kind of ties us in as a group. Gives us a character distinguishes from other nationalities. Like, it's sad to see that most Americans really don't know their nationality. We can ask a person across the seas, whether they're in Japanese, whether they're in Japan, whether they're in China, what's their nationality, and they'll be able to tell you right off the bat. But it seems like when we ask our own people what's our nationality, we get crazy answers like Christian or I'm a Muslim. You get some people to say I'm black. They identify with colors and stuff like that. And it's just, I think our people got a hard time understanding that we do have a national character. We have to understand that our nationality was stripped, especially over here in America during slavery, and with the Moorish Science Temple and what Noble Drew Ali brought together was just to kind of bring fallen humanity back and reestablish our nationalities, give us a national character and something to be proud about.
So, how do people go about determining how can you like so many years we've been so brainwashed and I'm black, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you really go and determine your nationality or find your nationality? Like, go back and research and
I mean, I would tell everybody to simply ask their parents and their grandparents, like who are we? You know, that's probably the first place that I would start. Like, I was in shock when I realized my grandmother was actually Choctaw Indian, and when I heard that as a child, so I was always curious, and recently, probably within the last 5-6 years, I started studying more science at a high degree, and I kind of understood what Noble Drew Ali was putting together. Because over here in America, it's a lot of us that's stripped from nationality, and it's done deliberately, you know. So the misnomer names that's put on us, African American, black, colored, Negro, that just it's out of hand, really, and people really need to know who they are. So I'm hoping when we get this podcast up and running, Warzone, in the next few episodes, we'll have a little bit more in depth of what we're really talking about. But this is just a prefix. This is an open, it's an open forum. So if you got questions, we're willing to take the answers. We're willing to listen to the questions. Give some answers. And we might not have all the answers, but we
try
can
our best.
Yes. We'll get down to the nitty gritty on it.
And in the future, we'll have a phone number for you guys to call in, and we're going to be live, so you're going to be able to chat with us, and we're going to be able to do all that. Like you said, this is the first one, so we're getting it all together. But nationality is important, man. And
It is.
And it's crazy because a lot of people, like you said, can't even determine. Can't they don't know. We just don't know. Like how, like you said, just go and ask your grandparents and your parents. But what if your parents don't know? Like, what if your grandparents are gone and your parents really don't know, and they just saying, "Boy,
boy, you black."
Yeah.
Boy, you're black. I mean, and you're gonna get that. But yeah. I mean, we have to break stuff down to the simplest form. I mean, black is an adjective. We were all taught in school that a noun is a person, place, a thing. So. And with a nationality, that just gives us that, like I said earlier, gives us that character and gives us that identity, so we can have something to be proud about. So,
right.
So me as a Moorish American, I kind of understood the whole dynamic of having something to be proud about, that culture, that the knowledge, and just knowing who you are, And as you get deeper into your studies, it's not a religion thing. A lot of people confuse nationality with religion, you know, and they say, "Oh, you're Moor, so you're Muslim, or you're Moor, you this." I mean, you know, Moor is a global word, so you can be a Moor around the world.
Right.
You can study Moorish science in Tibet. That doesn't mean you're a Moorish American, but for us as Moorish Americans, we adhere to all three. Right. And, you know, and it's just the principles of living. It's just the principles of life. And just understanding who you are. It's degrees to it, so it's complicated at the beginning, but as you study, I know you've been studying for the last few months. And
yeah.
We got together and put the podcast together, so this is just, I mean, we both from the same area, we both from the street, so in turn, it's something that we definitely need. And you hear Malcolm and you hear Martin and everybody talk about it, but we really didn't grasp it. We hear people like nationalizing is the way to go. That's what's going to get us over the hump, is to nationalize and have the sense of unity.
Yeah. Like, for far as doing their research, like people doing their research, like how can you, because sometimes you can come across some things and some people alter things, and it might not be necessarily the truth because they done took it and switched it. Like, how can you do research to really find out, like, okay, this is the truth right here? You know what I'm saying? Because that means a lot.
Yeah, and what happens is with me, you know, it took me 5 years before I decided to really go through the Moorish Science Temple route. Because there was so much information out there. You start seeing a lot of people, the Moors are this, the Moors are race traders, and this. But I noticed it was only black people saying that. And I started doing a lot of reading. I studied Peter Moon, and I just did a lot of reading. And when you understand the connection between the ancient Cometians and the Phoenicians, and just, you know, the global aspect of being a Moor, I knew that after looking at so much that you have to decipher. It's kind of like, and it's with anything, you got to kind of double check it, and you got to cross reference as much as you can. And once you cross reference stuff, I watch Jose Piamente Bey, Bobby Hemmett, Taj Tariq Bey, and basically the basis I grabbed from them was that, you know, they all agreed that we had no nationality, as you know, there is no such thing as a black man. You know.
Right. So let me ask you this: being a Moor, is it any color, anyone?
That's a good question. It's see, when you get to colors, like, see, and that's what the thing we got to do. We got to get off color.
Okay.
And we got to get more into mindset.
Right.
You know, because you got people that were Celtics. You got people that was in the Mediterranean that was Moors. You got Moors in Sri Lanka. You got Moors is a global thing, and we got to understand that we're global people and just not a continental people. You know, somewhere down the line we got reduced down to just one particular continent. And I know a lot of people won't have something to say about that because they say, "Oh man, well you think you're not African." For me, being Moorish American is not to deny my African ancestry. It's just to acknowledge my American heritage.
Right.
Because if I'm from Africa, just let me know what country I'm from. I'll be proud to say it, but just don't. You can't tie me to the whole continent. I mean, you know, let me know where I'm from in Africa, if I'm from Africa, and I'll be happy with that. But just don't give me a misnomered name. I mean, we go from everything from. We started off as American Indian. We ended up niggers, and then we went to Negro, and we went to colored, and African American. That's no one else in the world switches nationalities like that. So
right.
So the mystery on that just it led me to just studying all the time, just studying. And for me, just knowing what Noble Drew Ali brought and understanding how they just kind of wiped him out of history was kind of mind-boggling for me. And I really, really just studied up on the man, see what he brought out, and it was amazing. Like, it's amazing. It's really crazy that we identify with colors.
Right. So, with being a Moor, like, and being a Moor is don't have nothing to do with religion, right? It's not based on religion.
Well, Moorish science is basically the science of Islam. It's the old time science of Islam.
Yes.
And what I mean by the old time science is pretty much compelled by ancient Cometian mystery and the mathematics that precedes that. But as far as religion, I mean, you got Muslims that's Moors, you got Christians that's Moors, you got Catholics that's Moors. I mean, the religion is basically upon you. I mean, people got the right to believe 2 blue cows jumping over the moon signifies something. Who am I to tell you that it's not? So I think a lot of times people get more confused with religion, and like I say, like it's a difference between Moorish science and Moorish American. Moor could be a global person. Moorish science is a teaching. Moorish American is a nationality that was given to us by the Prophet.
Right. So with that being said, being a Moor, do you like being a Moor and say an African American? Do you have the same rights?
But African American is a misnomer. I mean, truth be told, African Americans are not really citizens. Okay. So as a Moorish American, you're claiming your indigenous rights, and you're becoming a national. So a lot of times you'll hear people say, "Moor, I'm a national." So that's like the highest ranking citizen. So people got to understand there's 4 types of citizens. You got a national, you got a natural, a subject, and an alien. So which one are you? You know you're not an alien. You know you didn't really come over from somewhere else, undocumented. So that would be an alien. Subject would be one that is subject to the king of the Rome or whoever's on this jurisdiction over here.
Right.
And a natural would be the natural mostly applies to the Europeans that's born here in America, or unless you're coming from a different country and you would naturalize through paperwork.
Right.
A national would be the highest ranking citizen, meaning that that you're from this said land.
Right. Well, we only got a few minutes left, and that was just a briefing on nationalities. This is our first episode, on the War Zone. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We're gonna keep it going, and we're gonna get better and better with this. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna shed some light on the whole situation. Like you said, this is our first one, so we just really getting started. We're gonna we'll probably put it up on YouTube. We're gonna get some cameras and stuff up in here and put it up on YouTube as well.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Yep.
And we're gonna see y'all next week. This is the War Zone. We appreciate everybody.
Yep. Welcome to the War Zone.